I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls are hot.
What's up, everybody out there? Welcome to another Gazoon tight. Coming in so strong, we're hitting your allergies in this bitch.
My allergies.
Right up through your nasal cavities, coming at you. Throwing Hands podcast. Back
Feels
at
like
it
I just
again.
got punched in the nose by Nate Diaz.
Oh no. When you just go through that fuzziness and all you see is a white dude with a really bottom lip sticking out and he's just like flicking you off. You ever watch any street fight from like a civilian style camera footage? You see a lot of what looks like that Nate Diaz at a distance flicking them off. Yeah, we're all here again to bring you more of the craziness, the bullshit, the Octagon control. Ian, McLeod-Matic, Darnell, Snuggy Blanks, the boys are all in town again.
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
I just heard some comics really deconstruct that song, and now it's not as cool for me anymore. like the things they say, like, "Oh man, those cats are crazy, man," and I'm like,
it was cool in the 70s. Even though that movie came out in like what, the 90s?
Yeah, when you listen to it, it's all I hear now is putting on that Grease voice and be like, "Oh man, did you see Ian hit that mailbox? That was crazy. Oh man, did you see when Ian got that DUI, man? That was crazy."
Whoa. Let's get real. Back then, I would not have gotten a DUI. They would have been like,
"Cats better watch
I'm gonna
out.
drive you home.
You cats better watch out, because these cool kids are coming to town with alcohol." Ridiculous. It's the song that should only be played for 4 drunk uncles going to a bowling alley.
I'm all right with that, actually.
I didn't say we wouldn't be 2 of the 4. I didn't say that. I just said it's who it's for. Fun episode today, boys. Fun episode. Quick episode. You think we can go under an hour? I don't know.
No.
If this was sex, probably.
Depends on how much I've had to drink.
Yeah. I'm a pretty fast guy now. Pretty fast. I'm Usain Bolt. Can't beat me, baby. I'm beating him in every single aspect. You don't want it. My recovery time is through the roof. I'm like a Usain Bolt, Bert Kreischer in bed. I really don't like right now, by the way, I don't like that I can't see Darnell's face because I can't tell if he's laughing, if he's being smug. I can't tell at all, and I don't like it at all. This will be the last time. This will be the last time this happens, Darnell. You're getting to pass this time. This is the last time. We're on fire today, baby boys. It's the middle of April, and we just met a cold day today. That was stupid. That was dumb.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck.
Sit there and look at me in the eyes and tell me that the world's not ending when there was a random cold day on April 18th. Hitler conspiracy? You have something to do with it? The Nazi scientist? Maybe. I don't know.
Was that G Fuel?
Yeah, it is G Fuel. I'm G Fueled up, baby. I'm drinking. Darnell, play Chug Jug. It is what it is. It's Chug Jug.
Damn.
Remember when you gave me
I need to listen to that song again.
That's because
drinking G Fuels.
I did until you told me it was no sugar, and then I was like, oh, that's good. Also, I was probably giving you shit for drinking like 7 in a day is more what I would guess.
No.
That's
a whole separate conversation. It was just G Fuel in general.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're poisoning your body with sugar.
Bro, we wake up and breathe poison every day.
I know,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I feel like everybody should have their restrictions on what they drink, eat, or whatever at this point, and just have it be that. I feel like everybody should just be like, huh, okay. And then everybody should just go, I get that because, and then do what Darnell said. I get that because, die from breathing, you know what I'm saying? And then, drink, heroin straight from the can or whatever it is.
That'd be some wild shit right there.
Oh, yeah.
Can you Can you drink heroin?
You probably could. It wouldn't go down that well, probably.
Hey man, science is crazy.
Yeah,
You
because I
right?
mean, that's literally how we got heroin because of science. They were trying to find a better morphine, a better, cheaper morphine, and then they found heroin, and they were like, fuck, we can make money on it though. Put it out, and then that's why San Francisco's up.
I thought you just find heroin in alleys
No, that'd be crazy.
or
Mostly in
at any
California.
rock star venue.
In what do you call it? Dropped quest items.
yeah,
walking about.
yeah. Well, we're already doing a little bit of BS, but before we get into the actual fight stuff, we thought we would talk.
A boot.
I thought I'd ask you guys because I was watching some scraps earlier. If you think there's a specific sport you would pick that should have scraps like how hockey has, because pretty much, I mean, I'm sure a lot of European sports allow that.
Peeing.
I don't know. I don't see from the waist down.
Good thing. Yeah.
Like for example, I would probably
Don't worry
say,
about it.
I'd probably say, I think, I don't know. This is gonna be a tough sell, but I think football should just allow open scraps. I think it's gonna take away from the fact of like trying to head charge guys when you're mad, and instead you'll just be like, "Yo, did you just do insert thing you just did?" And then that guy's gonna be like, "I did just do insert thing I just did," and then they're gonna pop the helmets off, drop the fines for popping the helmets, and then let them go at it. Like how silly they'll look with those pads.
Oh, they would look terrifying. In my personal opinion, like if they like shed the helmets and they're just fucking throw, especially the linemen, those fucking giants. Oh, that'd be terrifying. Well, I mean, it'd be super entertaining.
Yeah,
Walking
but,
SUVs.
yeah.
I feel as if it'd be like way more of like it would happen way more often. There'd be way more scraps in football
Oh
than
my god, yeah.
just because like so many times like players get angry at each other because the ref doesn't see like a clear like hole, like they're like grabbing onto jerseys and shit like that.
Oh yeah, it would be a scrap almost every single down.
Which at that point it might as well just be like two teams of guys just fighting each other.
Yeah.
But it would, oh my god, it'd be so entertaining for like say like a quarterback or a receiver talk some shit about a fucking lineman, and the lineman just walks up to him and just punches them into dust.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the idea. It makes me laugh thinking of like how in hockey sometimes you'll see the puck get passed out into the ice and then it just the camera pans to two guys not getting the puck at all and just separating and
just
squaring
like
off,
circling each other.
And I'm like imagining like because of how perfectly football is filmed that way, you would just see the offensive defensive line, the quarterback scanning the field. He bombs it down the field. You hear the announcer, and Sanchez is gonna go long with this one. And it hits deep in the end zone and nobody's there. And it cuts down deeper into the field and it's just two guys throwing helmets off. It'd be pretty entertaining. It'd be open. Don't have to worry about slipping on ice. Because that's my one problem I have with hockey is the stability you have on the
Oh yeah, like zero basically.
What do you guys think? What sport you pick?
Oof. I'm tied between baseball and basketball.
I think
because like, you know, basketball, like none of them are like really, I mean they're heavy dudes, but it's like proportionate, you know, because obviously they're basketball players. Most of them are fairly tall. I feel as if they would be like it'd be like a lot more of an entertaining fight. Same with baseball players. It'd just be like way more of an entertaining, especially if it was like hockey to where like it's not just a giant brawl, but like just the two guys fighting. Like if somebody fucking rushes the mound because a pitcher fucking intentionally hits the guy.
Yeah.
Oof. That'd be way more, because you'd see it coming and everyone's like leading up like, oh, how's this gonna go down? And then with basketball, you know, insert whatever, because I don't watch basketball. I've seen a couple of fights in it, but like insert whatever happens, and you know, it'd be such a larger like anticipation. Like you'd be like sitting there like, oh, what's about to happen? Are they actually gonna fight? And then they actually start fighting. It'd be way more like.
Yeah, the problem with the NBA fights is that you get the whole barbecue involved when that breaks out, and you don't want that. Because that's
what I'm saying. Like if they treated it more like hockey, like when two hockey players fight, like most of the time, not everyone just swarms and it becomes like a giant fucking fight. You know?
Yeah. My main issue with the basketball is I'm going, and you're just making a pick. I'm going with like safety too, and even though it's not the best turf, like basketball court, that ding off the court. You'd have to have like people come in from the side, like a pit crew, put like little mats around them. Like, okay, guys, if you're gonna square it out right here around these mats.
No, because they got the shoes for it.
Wait,
that's why their shoes squeak because they're grippy.
Yeah. How's that gonna help their heads bounce against the mat?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I mean that's just part of the job at that point.
When you said shoes, when you said their shoes, I was like, I don't know. In my brain, I was really trying to imagine their shoes be the safety net.
I thought you said because you were talking about how they slip in hockey.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like,
yeah,
they're putting mats down.
Well, I'm thinking, no. It's hilariously like the way my brain thought with that to like try to accept it, just to accept what you were saying. I was like, he must think that they're gonna get knocked out so hard that they fold on their shoes for safety.
They just like completely fall back and lawn chair onto their shoes.
I thought that's what you were gonna say as an excuse. That would have been fucking hilarious. Like, no, bro, they're totally fine. Like, their shoes are so big and poofy that they just land on them when they get scorpioned.
I think I would rather hit a basketball court than ice, though.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and to your point of the two, I would rather get hit on a baseball field. I'd rather get knocked out on a baseball field than either of those.
Unless it's the dirt. Yeah. Like the clay fields are still pretty hard.
Yeah, that mound is not soft.
No.
Imagine getting knocked out, you fall against the mound. Oh, hell no. Some lucky kid's going home catching a tooth in his glove.
Jeez, that would be traumatizing just a little bit.
What about you, Darnell? You probably got some wackadoo answer. What is it?
He's like, I'd like to see tennis.
Nah, not tennis. Tennis. I mean, there are some.
Even though that would be a complete 1v1.
Like, I'd like to see some more Formula One fights. I think those guys need to start scrapping it out.
I was gonna go with soccer.
Okay.
Because motherfuckers are dickheads and be slide tackling and shit. Or
oh yeah.
They try to call people out on trying to draw a yellow or red card on somebody else and faking the injuries and shit, and then you just beat his ass for being a bitch.
Yeah.
But then I thought about golf.
Ooh.
Because I think it was like a couple months ago, Tiger Woods.
They're talking shit.
Yeah.
He slipped another golfer a tampon, basically call him a bitch, like in the middle of the tournament. And then they caught it on camera, and then he had to apologize for it. But I'm like, nah, bro, that's ground for hands, bro. y'all gotta fight after that.
100% true. That would have been. See, I like that, especially because of the idea of like, they're jawing, all day back where the matches start and they're walking up. There's that big crowd that's always walking, the golfers, and they're jawing at each other like, like he's talking to Tiger like, hey, did you make sure to take a lot of your Ambien today? Did you make sure you were all straightened out for it? And Tiger was like, oh, that's funny. I really hope you're able to drive home in your piece of shit car today. That's going to be great for you. And then they're jawing, and then finally they pass by. They're just like similar starting holes. And then one guy says to Tiger, like, hey, Tiger, just wanted to say, you're a bitch, bro. And then Tiger's like, okay, I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to come over there. And then that's how the fight starts. They crash carts, and then they just fucking.
My God.
I like a golf pick on that one. You got me sold on. We've talked in the past of how sold I kind of am on golf. Put some scraps in there.
Yeah, it'd make it definitely more interesting. On some Happy Gilmore type.
It would make it watchable.
Yeah, for sure.
Shouts out, what was it, Bob Barker or whatever it was, and
yeah, it was Bob. He whooped his ass.
The price is wrong, bitch. Guys, let's talk about the passing card. Max Halloway, Arnold Allen. Shouts out Max Halloway going away with the decision dub, right? Decision dub on this one. And sometimes with Max Halloway, you never know. He's got so many late round finishes. You never know with this guy. Sometimes the fight ends, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, was that a decision? I don't remember. I just know he boxed the shit out of him. In my opinion, I don't think Max Holloway needed. There's a lot of people being like Max Holloway needed to go out there and show that he could still hang. I'm like, I don't think he did. If there's a way that Max could have seen it ending earlier, I think he should have done that.
Yeah, for real. He ain't really got shit to prove at this point. He's like, I tweeted it probably like a little bit after the fight, but like featherweight and middleweight. Wait, did I say middleweight? Oh, well, yeah, middleweight too. They both have like a really good champ, and then they have a very active gatekeeper at the same exact fucking time. Like, even though Izzy just got the belt back before the whole shit with Alex, it was you either fought Izzy or you fought fucking fuck, what's his name? Robert. Yeah, you fought Robert Whitaker. Like,
Right.
you fought either two of them. That was it. Like, other than that, you weren't getting to that fucking belt. And that's still what's happening right now. Even though Yair has it, what is that damn? I almost said intercontinental. Fucking wrestling. What is it called?
The interim champ, right?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the interim champ. Yeah, like he still has that fight coming up. What in like fucking July or something? Anyway, so like,
Yeah.
he's still got to worry about that.
And that's the
But
thing.
yeah, like Max ain't got shit to prove.
No, and he can't win the belt at either
this
of these
point, he's in it.
divisions.
Yeah, he's in it for the money at this point. He's just like, no, just keep fighting, dudes.
Well, that would show proof because now, after hot after the win, I think this is the best possible call out for him. Sometimes these fighters make like the pinnacle call out, and he calls out Korean Zombie, saying if he wants it, he can get it. And
I thought it was the other way around.
No, I just saw Max's tweet to him. Did Korean Zombie say something about him first?
No, he just said, "Hey, he kind of, I guess, more or less, he always wanted to fight him, but he never did.
Yeah.
So, like, why the hell not? He just got done with the fight. Korean Zombie was supposed to fight in, like, fucking January this year, but pulled out because of his shoulder. So, why the fuck not?
Yeah, I just saw the video of Korean Zombie. Like, they literally just set up, like, a folding table in the middle of the mats, and he had, like, some papers in front of him, and he was like, see, he said something about, I can't, quote it directly, but he was like, yeah, no, I'll fight Max Holloway. Sounds like a good fucking fight, essentially.
Yeah, so it's now verbally. Now they just got to get that shit down on paper, and we'll probably see that shit in July. I didn't want to see it because I was just like, yo, you're old, man. Your last fight, you literally got asked, are you sure you want to keep fighting? And then got knocked around for like a good 2 minutes.
Well, that makes him a perfect opponent for Max.
Yeah, he'll just
but I don't want to see an old
time.
Yeah, I don't want to see an old man go down though.
Listen, buddy, there's a chance for a twister at any moment.
The same age?
In that video, what actually you missed is Korean Zombie was saying
he's 36.
So
yeah,
similar age.
Yeah,
Similar age then.
5 years. I mean, it's a decent amount of time, but it's not like crazy. It's not like 30-year-old against a fucking 40-year-old.
He's 36, but then you got to add on that fucking Yair fight that literally both of them beat the shit out of each other. And then Max and Yair did the same exact thing to each other. They just beat the shit out of each other for 5 rounds, which was 2 really good fights.
Korean Zombie put in the contract. He said, if you want to fight me, first you need to beat me in StarCraft.
Oh my god.
If you want to fight, you sign these papers for your death. Edson Barbosa back in the fancy knockout highlights. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, performance of the night.
Yeah, I don't think that it was the best performance by Barbosa by any really big standard. I think he looked good, but I don't think this is some fight to be like, he still got it clearly. I mean, almost any fighter still has it, but it was okay. It was pretty good. I think that it doesn't push him any further or back. I think it's a good highlight reel for him. I think it keeps him stagnant in the division. And
a solid win.
Yeah, solid win. I'll give him that. Solid win. What a dummy. That guy looks like he fell into his knee like an idiot.
Yeah, he was going for a takedown.
Yeah.
So he threw the knee up at the same exact time, which is, I don't get why a lot of wrestlers still be trying to go for takedown for people who are known for kicks. Like, they're known for their legs. You probably shouldn't be trying to do that unless you do a fucking Bo Nickel type shit where you just throw an overhand right into the takedown, because then at that point they're kind of protecting themselves at the head and not thinking about their legs.
And I mean, that's the way everybody's taught now with these kickers. Is like that's the way it's worked in the past. Take them down, but it's like the kickers hit evolution, and every other wrestler, and everybody was like, "What do you mean that's not working? What do you mean they're kneeing us into the shadow realm? What do you mean? I don't." And they're saying that because they're currently like at a shadow. They've already been kneed into the shadow realm. They're just curious as to what the hell just happened.
I think even when he got up, he was like, "What happened?" That might have been another fight. But
Yeah, I like that.
somebody got knocked out and they got up and was like, "What happened? What happened?" It was
I think
like, "Nigga, you died."
Yeah, I think that was a different one because I was like I just watched that at someone and I did like the guy puts his arm around the ref, almost as if it looks like he's trying to go for the I'm knocked out, I'm gonna take you down because I think you're the fighter, but it really just ends up looking like a hey man, thanks for stopping the fucking fight. That was pretty bad, huh? That looked pretty bad. That's what it looks like from the camera angle at least.
I wish he'd move back to 155 though. That man looks drained. Making 145.
Who, Barbosa?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he can make it, but it's like, bro, you even commentary, they were commenting on like his muscles. They were like, bro, if anybody had to go against him in a fucking physique competition, they're losing because his muscles are just like all like standing out, veins and all. Just looks like he's still
He
fucking
should be a
cutting weight.
bodybuilder.
Probably, he could probably do it.
Well, here's the thing with him too is like at lightweight at this point now the dudes at lightweight are huge now, you know, and it's like they're so good at lightweight. Like that I don't think he could compete. I think he has his best chances to get dubs at featherweight.
Yeah, because I think he lost. I think the rest of his losses before he moved to featherweight, they were all wrestlers pretty much. Because he had that really bad fight with Khabib, I think, and that shit was bad.
Yeah,
Like the
that'll
look
turn
on his
anybody.
face when he got taken down, he was just like, "What the fuck is this? Why am I still here?"
That's the look of everybody who fights Khabib.
It's like this is bullshit. I shouldn't have signed that dotted line.
I want to bring up the saddest. I mean, we lived through the saddest moment in the saddest retirement in UFC history. The sad double retirement. It was so sad.
Oof.
Zach Cummings and Ed Herman go at it in absolute fucking for 3 rounds slugfest. Seriously, it's exactly why we like these dudes. It's exactly why they're retiring. It's exactly why they sound the way they sound. Well, Ed Herman at least. It was it was almost like a one-up of retirement. I feel like they went to Zach Cummings first. He retires. It's so beautiful. He's like, this is his hometown. He's like, this is great. I couldn't see it going, or it was like the first time he got a UFC win or something like that. Some big accolade to it. He's like, this is amazing. It's, so his kid comes in, he retires with it, he hugs his kid. And then Ed Herman's like, hey, I'm also going to hang it up. I just don't feel good anymore. My head hurts and I'm done.
Tired of getting beat the fuck up.
Shouts out Zach Cummings who came over and made it like 10 times more emotional, and then they just, I was welling up. No big deal. For me, I knew that was gonna be. I wouldn't say I knew it was gonna be a banger, but because I didn't know either of them were on a retirement fight, and that doesn't always necessarily mean that you're gonna get the best fight from a guy either. So
I thought one of them still had another fight on the contract.
Yeah, Cummings was saying that, but he was saying he doesn't want to do it anymore. So usually, like we were saying, usually that just means
Yeah.
they'll just
They're gonna get it bought out or whatever.
something is like
Or if Dana decides to be a cool guy and just be like, yeah, you're good, buddy.
yeah, exactly.
Which we all know he's not a cool guy.
Yeah, like I was saying
That's
that
not
night, I
fair.
was like, that's usually like a manager thing. Like, yeah, you figure it out, manager. Thank you. I don't. That's to be said, by the way, out loud. I don't know contracts in full. I'm talking out of my ass there. Clay Guida lost again. Decision. That's. I don't. I honestly don't really want to even talk about him at this point, and I wish he would just retire so that way this doesn't keep happening, and we don't have to like for a year or so from now have to start talking about like how he was a legend. I'm like, he's losing this legendary status at this point.
Well, I mean, he's just fighting a fight, but I mean, if he didn't cut his hair, he probably would have won.
Yeah, and at this point, it's a good point. Yeah, he lost all his Super Saiyan 3 power. I don't like that anymore. I'm starting to not like that. Oh, he's just fighting a fight. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. We've talked about this before with guys who just come in there and like, oh, I just want to get a win over, and like, yeah, well, how about you give that kid an actual competitive opponent, and compared to fucking old retire ass who just wants to keep fighting.
Seen what the fuck happened to Frankie Edgar for his last 5 fights.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you got to see it from like Clay's side. He's like, I don't care. I just want to fight. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I need,
at this point, I
I need,
guarantee you, he does not care if he wins or loses.
I
That's
need Dana to
selfish.
treat him like
How's
he
that
treated
selfish?
not Randy. Iceman. What the fuck is his name? I'm so glad I'm forgetting so many people's names now.
You're glad you're forgetting Chuck Liddell?
Yeah, Chocolate. Not just him, but just like names in general, because I just know way too fucking many. But yeah, like Dana actively was like keeping Chuck from fighting,
Yeah.
and yeah, he needs to do that a lot more. And he needs to do that with Clay at this point. It's like, bro, you're 40, you ain't won shit in a good minute. No, he probably has,
Buy out
but
his contract.
like decisions and shit.
No.
Basically trading wins with like every single one of his fights. He wins one, he loses one. He wins one, he loses one, which is not bad, but it's like, hey,
It's also
knock it off.
Cycle.
Knock it off.
It's also not very entertaining
like,
either. No, Clay just got to understand at a certain point, which again, like you said, he won't because he's just going to do his own fighter mentality. But at a certain point, again, from my perspective, it's just selfish to the fans who want to see good fights, want to see like possible winner. And now at this point, you see Clay, and that's what you get. Oh yeah, I mean, it should be hype behind his name. And anybody can, I've said it before, and I say it again, and I can do it if I wanted to. You can hype anybody. You can hype any fight, especially if you've seen their fights in the past. You can hype anything. But I would be, if I were on the commentating team, I would like, I refuse. There's no reason to hype this man anymore. The fuck are we here for? We're here to make. He's a meme. He's a fucking meme, and I just don't like it anymore. I'm sorry. He's a great guy. He's a good guy, but I'm done with him.
So, Clay Guida, if you're watching, Joe would like to fight you.
I take that fight.
You take that fight.
I take that fight. Yep. 6 months
We'll
on
put this on his Twitter.
I think we've talked about this before. I think.
Clip this, put it on his Twitter.
Bet. Let's move on to next week's card. UFC Fight Night. Pavlovich versus Curtis Blaydes. Sergey Pavlovich trying to continue to raise up. I mean, wow, I didn't even realize Curtis Blaydes was number 4 in the division. That's impressive. But shouldn't be too surprised, I guess. Dude's a literal murderer. Brad Tavares, Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva looks suspect.
You think Curtis wants to fight John Jones?
Curtis wants to fight for the title, period, bro.
Yeah. Curtis will be. I think.
John Jones.
I think if Curtis wins this fight, I think he's
give him a shot.
Maybe if not like a number 1 contender at the most, unless they call him number 1 contender from this, which I would doubt. I don't see that very much.
Who's the number 1 contender right now?
At heavyweight? Yeah. So, and that's side note to that. That's part of the topics later on is like Dana's already closing in on the I guess the deal's already coming down, and whatchamacallit, they're trying to get the venue in New York set. So they already have Stipe Jones set. They just need to get the venue so that way they can make the official date. And then of course now Jones has been saying that he's like hinting at retirement after this fight. So
who?
John Jones.
No fucking way.
So he's saying he wants to go in and dominate Stipe in New York, and then wants to retire. Yeah, that's what he's saying. It could be not true, but
that's
wild. Could be Tom Brady and us right now. You never know. But it's so that full circle to say that if Curtis Blaydes wins, and then let's say Jones wins, then retires at heavyweight, then he vacates, then. I mean, I would say Curtis Blaydes has a huge argument to be there for that title shot.
True.
If he wins.
That's some fuck shit, though. John Jones is going to, he went through all this shit, fucked up the light heavyweight division, caused so much drama, and then comes back, gets the heavyweight title, defends it, twice? Or no,
he just got it.
Yeah. And then just fucking vacates. Fuck that. That's such a.
I blame Dana. Dana should have gave that man his money.
Yeah, and I don't. Fucking GSP's done it. I could have sworn John signed for a 7-fight contract, but I guess that's wrong. I suppose.
John's just like, fuck this. I'm going to Bellator, and I'm gonna get a bunch of fucking sponsors and shit.
think he's just gonna retire on top. I think if he beats Stipe, dude, how fucking epic would it be if Stipe just deflates this whole thing? If John just keeps looking past Stipe, and then it's like he gets to the fight, he's just thinking retirement, and then Stipe's like, "Here, I'll send you to retirement, you fucking moron," and then just goes back to fight fires again in Cleveland.
That'd be dope.
Man, that's a hard job. It seems like the whole city's on fire all the time. So, but I digress. Full circle. Brad Tavares, the underestimated, overlooked tank at middleweight. The guy, Brad Tavares, Bruno Silva. I don't really know too much about Bruno Silva. I feel like I've seen him fight before, but I feel like his new haircut beard combo is throwing me off.
I don't think I've seen either of these guys. I'm sure I have seen them, but I don't remember either of them fighting.
I say Brad's gonna take it.
Yeah, I got Brad Tavares on that. Jared Gordon versus Bobby Green. Jared Gordon, as we all know, coming hot off of the Patty the Batty controversial loss. So
Yeah.
I mean, what I pointed out before and what I'm saying now, great. What that ended up doing was, even though he lost, I'm excited. I saw that. I saw Jared Gordon's fighting. I go, hell yeah, hype for this fight right here.
I feel like Bobby Green's been fighting a lot recently.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very active fighter, and he needs to stop because he keeps getting he gets standing rocked every single fight. He gets rocked just like Derek Brunson. Him and Derek Brunson get rocked like almost the same exact way, and they look the same exact way every single fight. They go in there, they look really, really good, and then they start getting pieced standing up. When I say that, I mean they're standing straight up, and they're getting wobbled around like this, and then they usually catch their balance often, and then they get re-rocked.
He lost all of his fights last year.
Oof.
Oh wait, no. He won his first one versus.
And then the
can't
Makachev
pronounce
fight,
that.
you
Kinda
can't
cute.
even. The Makachev fight's bullshit because he took that on like 10 days notice. But the Drew Dober fight, Drew put that shit on him, bro. That shit was bad.
And I mean, the rest of this card, I mean, you got Hani Yahya, Montel Jackson, Muhammad Usman. You got the big Usman, the little brother, the little brother, but the big Usman.
brother.
Yeah.
I was wondering where the fuck he went after a while.
Priscilla Cachoeira. I mean, the whole card is pretty okay. It's pretty good. So I'm saying best fight of the night is definitely gonna end up being I'm gonna say Brad Tavares and Bruno Silva. Whether it be a early knockout or a 3-round slugfest, I believe that's one of the way it's gonna go.
Hold on, we might have a sleeper on the card. Who's fighting Muhammad? His fighter name is the Juggernaut. I mean, you can't count out the Juggernaut. Like, it's the fucking Juggernaut.
Junior Tafa.
Once he gets going, it's over.
I feel like we've seen Tafa fight before, have we not?
No, we already have Justin Toffa. So this
okay.
might be either a family member or he just happens to have the same fucking name.
Happens a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your pick for best fight of the night then.
No, just sleeper fight, not best fight. I'd say Sergey's probably going to be the best fight just because no one knows how to deal with him right now. He just kind of walks at people and he doesn't walk at them, but he like kind of walks them down to a degree and then just wails on people.
Yeah,
so.
and Curtis Blaydes does not have the best balance at heavyweight.
No. Especially his fucking takedowns. We already seen Derek Lewis expose the fuck out of that. He's like, he don't really go for takedowns. He kind of like ducks into you a little bit, and then we saw him get hit with that shovel punch and die, basically.
Ian, your pick. Best fight of the night, best fight for this week.
I'm hoping Curtis Blaydes.
You think that's going to be the best fight?
I'm hoping on it, honestly. Like, based on the way that both of them fight, like, I mean, if they just decided to stand and bang for fucking 5 rounds or 3 rounds.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is Sergey's very like he's very meticulated and like he's very technique driven with his stand and bang. So he'll stand and bang with you, but he'll start slipping. He'll start catching with some real wackadoo shit at heavyweight, and it throws these guys off. It's why he's number 3 in my opinion. I think he goes in there with these heavyweights who want to stand and bang, and he's like, sure, and then he does some slip shit, and he's like, whoop. He's quick. He's deceivingly quick for a heavyweight.
I mean, he also hasn't lost in like a minute. The last time he lost was to fucking Overeem, 2018.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see this week, guys. UFC Apex. Check out this fight card this weekend, and hit us up in the comments as you're watching it before this fight comes up. Let us know what you think is going on. Let us know. Give us your picks. All that good stuff.
Who's gonna be the fight of the night?
Who's gonna be the fight of the night? Win? And also correct us if there's some info that we're all like blah say blah on and we don't really know. Just be like, you guys are dumb.
Let us know about the Apex. I don't want to Google
it. yeah. I'm tired. My fingers hurt. Guys. I feel like I was digging deep. I was spelunking into the MMA socials, if you would. And the biggest hot topic right now, believe it or not, is Beneil Dariush. That's the hot topic right now, believe it or not. I feel like I know. That was very underwhelming. I could see it in Ian's face. He's confused. I don't know. I can't see Darnell, so Darnell could be giving me the black. Ian, you got to look at me on this to get acceptance, so I can have an audience with Ian. He could be doing this. Darnell could be doing the.
I mean, I'm just.
Or he could be doing this.
Yeah, I could just be getting on your ass about pronouncing his name.
Beneil Dariush. That's perfectly fine. Beneil, whatever.
See, that's exactly why I didn't think
and that's why
you do that all the time. He's honestly been a fucking dark horse in the lightweight for so fucking long.
Yeah.
Especially after people really started looking at him, I think after the Jakar Close fight, where he just knocked the shit out of him, and then he beat the fuck out of Tony for 3 rounds. And then he got injured before the Makhachev fight, and that's when he went kind of dark. And then I forgot who his last fight was, but he won that fight and then called out
Gamrot is the last guy he fought,
which is insane.
Okay.
What makes me so upset? And I'll explain that in a second here. For anybody who doesn't know, but yeah, first of all, that was insane to me, that fight, Gamrot, and I was saying to him it was happening, and I'll say it a million times over, and it happens to. I'm sorry, Beneil Dariush.
You can just say Benny, bro. It's okay. His wife calls him Benny.
Do you think he's gonna? Okay, Benny. Benny has always been underpromoted. Every time they get him against some guy, it's always some either up and comer or some guy who's been around for a long time who should be like the next top guy in the division, and they never promote Benny like how they should. They're always promoting him as like, and then here's this guy who's a legend in the division, and hopefully it's like he's dominating. He's been dominating for a very long time now, and when they've had that Gamrot fight, it was absolutely ridiculous that they were promoting Gamrot so much, and I was like, who gives a shit about this guy, bro? And they were like, he's the next one, dude. He's gonna be the upcoming. I'm like, dude, I don't need no upcoming when Dariush is next in line. He should be next in line. So
he's kind of back and forth.
Yeah, he is heavy on that.
Dude, he's a legend, and he's way ahead of Gamrot. But
I'll give him that much.
But so yeah, Dariush had a fight lined up with Charles Oliveira, which was going to be incredible. Charles Oliveira pulls out for literally still, as far as I've seen, as far as I was digging, still no reason. Just said he has said, I've tried to make this camp, and it's just not working, so therefore we pulled out. That's all he's saying. What he's saying to me is he's scared, homie. He's scared. So Dariush pissed. UFC's gonna, he's supposed to be co-main at UFC 288, right? And then now Charles Oliveira gone. Now this sucks because Charles Oliveira has a past with quitting early. He has a past with pulling out. He's got a past with all these things. And now this happens. Now, to credit, let me be this guy who's on both sides real quick to say I agree with totally percent with anybody who'd go, I don't know his whole story. Some people already do, but it's just not really leaked. I don't know. But whatever it is, sure. He probably has an injury that's so bad that he cannot do his camp. And that's totally possible. 100%. I'm not going to put it past him, and I feel bad for him if that's the case. But right now he leads, as he normally does, leads us all to just suspect the worst because he just doesn't want to talk about it. So Dariush is pissed. Now Dariush is getting offered other fights, right? He gets in this meeting, and he's told that he's not number one and that he'd have to fight Dustin, or that Dustin was like ahead of him for something like that. And I'm like, I okay, sure. So Dustin tells him he doesn't want to fight him. He doesn't want to fight. He's like, he's not in fight shape. Dustin's been getting fights offers already. He keeps telling people who he talked to somebody recently and said that he would, I forgot who it was.
It was Gilbert. Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert.
They didn't call him out, but he tweeted him saying like, "Hey, nothing but respect, but how about fighting at 170?" And he said, Dustin said at 170 I can make that. I'm not in fighting shape, but money talks.
Exactly.
So
yes. So
yeah.
So it's not on. I don't think anybody's mad at Dustin. I think Dustin's just a passive standbyer in this, but he is getting offers and he's not taking them. But to be fair, it's not really on him to be taking them right now. So Dariush is pissed. He can't get that fight. He's accepting any fucking fight. Who's this guy here? I wrote his name down. Fight who?
He should fight Justin. It's still 4-3. That's still a top 5 fight.
I'd take that.
And if he beats Justin, then give the nigga a title shot. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is either injured or running away from him. So, and that's typically what's been going on with his career for the most part. It's either he loses or people aren't accepting fights with him.
Yeah, the best fights
like
to push him forward.
If you don't accept the fight, like, you should be pushed down in the rankings.
I think reasons, like situationally, yeah. I'd agree with that.
If there's no reason why you shouldn't be fighting this guy, then like unless you're injured or insert family drama or something like that, then no, like you should be dropped down in the rankings. Like you were offered the fight and you turned it down, so you think you can't beat him. Essentially, is what you're saying. Like I mean, it's a little black and white, but still.
Yeah. So now Dariush is in
the
this.
only reason.
He's in the weirdest. He's in the weirdest situation where like I don't know who's fighting who anymore. Gilbert Burns is now Gilbert Burns. I'll fight anybody. I'll fight anyone. Bilal Muhammad responding. I too will fight anyone. They're saying they're gonna get Dustin to do this fight against
That was part of the reason why he called out Dustin, was because Bilal apparently pulled out. They were supposed to fight in May for a #1 contender, and that's why he called out Dustin. Yeah, it's
everywhere right now. This is crazy. Yeah, this is and Dariush is like he seems.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is what makes it even worse for Dariush because now all these other bigger stars are having problems too, and everybody's gonna focus on them more, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?
He's like, I just want to fight somebody. What the
give me a fucking chance." He's gonna be. We like you here, Dariush. We want you to have a big fight. We want you to get pushed forward and have that big title fight. I think has he fought for the title ever? I don't think he's ever fought for the title.
Every time I guess the one time was he was gonna fight Makhachev before Makhachev was champ, and then he blew out his ACL like 3 weeks before the fight, and that's why the Bobby Green fight happened. Actually, was because Dariush blew his knee out, and then when Dariush was finally fucking healthy, Makhachev was like, "Hell no, I'm not fighting him."
Smart move. Not mad at that.
You give me fights where the guy only has 10 days to prepare. That's the only way I'm fighting.
What's interesting about all this shit, like being thrown up in the air, it's literally a game of jacks. Like at tomorrow or the next day, we're all of it's going to be announced. We're going to see all the fancy, face-off things on like the photos, and they're going to have all the fight announcements in the next few days for sure. Well, when we're doing this, being our natural civilian things, doing this podcast right now, there's movers and shakers, managers and Dana, and just calling people, talking shit right now, just getting this shit all planned. And by Thursday or Friday, guaranteed, we're gonna have some answers. I mean, yeah, it also fed misinformation earlier on a couple weeks ago on an earlier episode podcast where Darnell let us know that Cejudo, Aljamain, and Cejudo was off, and now, but it wasn't. I was just accepting that as fact. And then a week or two went by, and I was like, why is everything still there? And I was, again, to the credit of what I said to Ian earlier, I was so accepting of his thing with the basketball knockouts landing on their shoes. I was so acceptable of Darnell that I was like, they're probably just really slow at taking it down. They're probably really. I mean, the team sucks over there. Dana doesn't care about the website. They're probably really slow at taking it down. And then Ian goes, "No, that fight's still on. That was bad info." And I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch."
If anybody, you should really blame Aljamain because that's where everyone got it from. He literally made a video at like a fucking baseball game or some shit and was like, "Well, Henry's out." And I was just like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
You know what, Aljamain? I'll give you a pass on this one, but next time, bud, you better watch yourself. See what it did?
Someone told him maybe, and then he just took it to the fucking ropes. He's like, well, he's out.
Yeah, right.
Then it was like, yeah, he might not be able to fight. And he was like, all right, well, he's not fighting me.
So don't quote me on this. Fucking pulled out a pad paper. No, dude, but tell me anyway.
Go on.
Yeah, it's a very hilarious, up in the air time for a lot of the divisions right now. A lot of things, but by the end of this week, dust will settle, and hopefully we all have what we want. RDA also, I thought I brought this up just because I wanted to hear Darnell's reaction real quick. RDA tweets out, and he's peeping up as well, but only because somebody was talking about him fighting at lightweight or maybe giving him an offer, and he said that he would only go to lightweight if he could fight Islam for the title, so specifically Islam, because he put in quotations Islam, or to fight Connor. And I'm like, that's a pretty solid call out.
Okay with both of those.
Yeah, but I don't.
My nigga is number 9.
That's why I was like, he's pretty low on the calling card.
And he went up to welterweight to fight Brian Barberina. What do you mean fight for the title, my guy? All right, buddy, pal, friend. You got it.
The goal, am I right? The absolute goal. RDA just going off of like, well, I was champ at one point, so.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. And then you let a guy who had 3 fights in the UFC, probably less than that, come and beat your ass and knock you out in the first round.
Yeah.
What do you mean, brother?
What are you talking about here, guy?
He just wants that money fight.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't blame him. Absolutely. I feel like all established fighters, after a while, give them money fights. Fuck the logistics. Just do it, bro.
RDA.
Let them get paid and dip out.
RDA is the definition of a wild card right now. Here's another call out that's crazy. Here's another one. Again, you think it's done? You think the world of call outs is over? No. Anderson Silva himself has to throw his gloves into the ring for this one, and not to retire, to throw out another MMA offer. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this one. I don't know how the world's going to feel about this one. I kind of like it if you want to see Silva get an easy dub. He said he wants to fight in Japan for his last MMA fight, and he wants to fight Sakurai. And I'm like, that makes sense.
Silva who?
Anderson Silva.
Oh. I mean, shit, fuck it. He can do what the fuck he wants.
Yeah, I agree. I think that
I'll
watch it, but
yeah, it just makes sense. He had a big career in Japan. He's got some of his most legendary wins, some of his most legendary losses in Japan. And was it Hayato Sakurai, who he's beat before in the past by decision. So he thinks that's a good matchup for him, and that's what he wants. Anderson, these guys, they do a lot of call outs. I do call out too. I
just want to fight this guy.
Fight this fight.
This one last guy
in Japan. Well, if I could, the quote in this article is so Anderson Silva. They typed it. You could tell they wrote it verbatim what he said. It goes, maybe, I'm going to just read it normally, but you can tell. It says, maybe Hayato Sakurai. I think this is good fight for us. We will see. That's what he said.
All right.
Bars.
So that's not going to happen.
Oh, it's Japan. They like freak shows, so they could throw the money bag at Sakurai.
Dude, they just had
maybe
they just had the biggest freak show in Rampage, and Bob Sapp tied in a shirt together, boxing 2 other dudes.
That was ridiculous.
That's what the fuck they did?
Yeah,
that's what they meant by tag team boxing.
Unfortunately,
wow.
I saw the clip.
Great.
They were tied. At one point, you can see Rampage. He just looks like defeated by this whole thing. And Bob Sapp's like, "Come on, man, you gotta sell it. This is what these weirdos and this is what they love."
Yeah, Bob
Sapp
they
already paid us. We gotta put on a show.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Bob
Sapp
Sapp
agreed to do that shit.
so not in Rampage's element. I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts are on it, but if you ask me, I'd be like, he should never do that again.
My nigga need money. That's the problem.
He need
Yeah.
money. All right. It's time to get serious now. All right. Go. It's time for some. Hold on.
Some street altercations.
For some straight balls. For some from the down the lane tillies. There we go.
All right.
All right. Yep, street fight segment, everybody. You know what that means. We go over some street combat that we've seen from all around the world, whether there be a theme or not. Usually the main theme is learn to fuck around or find out, learn to when to fuck around and find out, learn to when you should approach the situation with maybe some jiu-jitsu, maybe some hands, maybe don't approach it at all. And from guys who have been in street fights, from guys who have been in combat, and we're just going to give you our opinion and react accordingly to that.
And the main theme, YouTube, they're all right. We've contacted all of them. We have assured that they are A-OK.
Before we start up, guys, I want to remind you that sometimes some of these videos we can't show on the podcast, and that's why we have a Patreon, patreon.com/SuperSour. It's $3 a month, where we are trying to get more content up, but we are putting that up there to where you can see the videos that are censored and special content like Florida and Friends and nice and Chomo of the Week, and of course uncensored episodes of Throwing Hands where we can go over more incredible fight videos and be a little loosey-goosey. So head on over there and subscribe and help us make more content over there. And while we're at it, please follow all our social media, SuperSour JR and all social media, McLeodmatic social medias, and Snuggy Blanks social medias. And please just follow us out, share us out, interact, say what's up. And if you will,
Starting with hockey.
Oh shit, we got a in the fire department.
I would very much like if we started with hockey. Yes, so we got a Tilly today. Yeah, the cops. Normally, I've only ever heard of the cops and firefighters going at it when it's like baseball or something like that, you know. And I didn't know they play hockey against each other, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's intense as fuck.
Hell yeah. It seems like not an okay idea. And it's all New York too. It's the NYPD versus the New York firemen. That's going to cause mayhem in the stands more than anything. All right. So this is just the New York Police Department versus the New York Fire Department. And I think if you're a real ass dude, of course you always want the fire department to win. Ian, go ahead.
Of course.
Those fuckers save cats.
Damn.
So here we go.
Boys in blue getting their ass beat already.
This is that shit we were talking about. Puck face-off happened. Look how good this fight is. Here we go.
Oh, look at the Irishman. Look at it.
Oh, okay. Some stance change.
Ooh, we got some hand movement.
Ooh. He did some paws at him. He faked him. He brought him in. Oh, he's got the back jersey. Oh!
Just like the cops. Being
straight
a bitch.
cross. Oh, yeah. Curled up
Cops
immediately.
have hands.
Let's go.
And he couldn't deal with it. He's just lucky he didn't have a gun, because that's all that would have came out. Right?
Oh, my God.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, I'm not used to getting in fights without a gun.
I mean, man, that was incredible. And I will point out, yeah, as you see, it's the third period. Fire department won 8-5.
Oh, man. That
easy money, baby. Man, how often can you get into a fist fight with a cop and just go home at the end of the day a hero? That's awesome.
Oh, he didn't go home that day.
They waited for him outside. They were like, yep. No, you thought you can get away with that. That's interesting.
And they were like, he's got a gun.
Yeah, different angle.
Just
yeah.
Another angle.
Yeah, it's just a fan angle. Oh, okay.
Broadcaster angle.
Broadcaster shot. Oh my God. That's a different fight. Man, the cops got their ass beat all night.
This goes to show cops don't have hands.
That's right. If you were looking at which department in your city has the most hands, it's your fire department. Don't fuck with those guys.
I didn't know they had televised matches. That's pretty dope. It's probably charity matches, but that's still pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And what's great about that is that it's like if it is a charity match, it's like you would think like, all right, guys, no scraps. They're like, fuck that, this is hockey. So this next video that we have planned up, I specifically told I told both of you, do not watch this video, and I wanted you to see it in real time. I said in the chat, I was like, if you've already seen it, that's fine, but if you haven't seen it yet, do not watch. And I am excited. I'm scared. So let's experience this together. A little preemptive. This guy was just jawing. I think he was just making some jokes saying he could fight he could beat any girl. No girl can beat him in jiu-jitsu. Could be real. Could be real ass dude. Could be just doing some jawing.
The match is over already. It's done. I beat her already.
Liam has just told me that no woman could beat him in a grappling match.
Oh no, what an ass. Look how stupid he looks now.
We're going to do a 6-minute match between Liam and Nora.
Immediately I'm threatened by this girl. Oh no. See, guys like that who say shit like that are always... Here we go. I hate attacking legs. Ugh.
Wait.
Yeah, so go ahead and pull it back a couple seconds there.
His knee doesn't even look right.
So now turn up the volume a bunch on there. Yeah, kick it up. Don't attack legs.
What knee was that? God,
That was his left.
It'll show more. It'll show more. Keep it playing. They do the replay on it. Oh, look at his knee.
Look at his right knee. Yeah, his right knee. That shit is out.
Yeah, here. Literally saying, "Don't get injured."
Great googly moogly.
Fuck.
The whole camp. What do we do? Is this a joke? It's not a joke.
Literally everybody's like,
How you feeling, man? I'm feeling fucking terrible.
Does that count as a loss?
oh, big L. Big L.
So maybe don't talk shit like that, because I feel like that was like karma as well, hitting him back. It was so bad. That sucked. That sucks. One more time.
Just the way his leg just goes.
Oh!
Ugh.
She could tell she was like, I'm just going to squeeze my hand under here, and oh, whoops. I didn't know your knee was going to do that.
She like grabbed his knee like, that just popped.
You okay? The first thing anybody says when they are clearly not okay. Are you okay?
Ugh.
Oh God. So
Oof.
So although that's a little traumatizing, this was a kind of a little segment to say this whole thing was about girl power, doggy. Guys, let me ask you a question. When you're at the dealership, the last time you signed for a car, do you think that guy really had your back? Do you think that seller really had? Do you think when he was like, let me go talk to the big guy upstairs, do you think that he really was trying to help you out?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
They're fighting over who got a sale. I guarantee it.
Well, let me. God damn it!
I worked at a dealership. I know how this works.
I was just gonna say. Now imagine that this guy is gonna go fight. Is gonna go to war for your sale, like this seller here.
Give them a lower rate.
God damn it, Tommy! I said give him the lower rate. What this? What? Go ahead. Let me see it. Oh man, hell yeah! It's so drone and boring. Oh, flying in with the right hook off the. He had him up against the cage, which was that. Oh,
and there's
slide
also
that
like
left
multiple
hook.
dudes fighting.
Yeah, it seems like it, right? And I love that, you already know it's the deal. It's like, it's funny you can tell it's them because of the loafers and shit and the weird button shirts with the blue jeans.
Motherfuckers got factions in the dealership.
Oh yeah. this was this used car dealership, someone would have gotten stabbed.
Someone threw a loafer. And then, you know, they said, that's $600 at your face right there.
These boat shoes ain't cheap. This
There he
guy
comes.
just starts to run.
He don't know what he's running for either. He's that man's just running. I mean, hilarious. Just comes in with that fly. I mean, I was gonna say
Superman punch.
dealerships are so drone, and it's such a miserable ship. It's a miserable fucking thing to be in there when you're trying to get a car, get anything done in there. If that happened, man, I don't know about anybody else, but I'd be like, let's try and make a deal here, guys, because I want to be at this dealership. Yeah, I'll take it. I'm sold. Does this happen here all the time?
Is this the Waffle House of car dealerships?
It's gotta
Niggas
be.
is fighting, so it's gonna be good. You know,
The Toyota
shit's gonna be
dealerships.
good.
Yeah,
They're the Waffle House of dealerships. Goddamn.
this dude's placing bets and shit upstairs. It was actually all a work. They were he walked in, he said, "Hey boss, this guy's really wanting a better rate. I think I can really bet it. I just get him at what we have him right now, but hear me out. We have to start a fight." His boss was like sitting there clicking a pen like, "Explain." So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna come right now and be like, "I'm not giving him that deal, and I'm gonna call you a bitch for not giving him that deal." He's really gonna like that because he's gonna be like, "Whoa, this guy's going really to bat for me." And then the next thing you know, can you take a punch? I cannot take a punch. Okay, so I'm gonna come at you with the right hand. So we're gonna have to work this whole thing out, okay? And then at the end,
This is all gonna have to be choreographed.
yeah, we're gonna have to get John, the guy who just brings the cars around. He's gonna have to run through the middle of the thing after all, because we have to give the real illusion of madness happening here. You know what I'm saying, Steve?
And then I'm gonna walk up with a slightly lower rate. And I'm gonna be like, I did what I could. Like his collar's all fucking torn apart, buttons missing, his tie's all askewed.
Like the guy who's trying to get the dude. No, I'll just sign whatever. I can't. Thank you, man. I can't believe you went. That's great. Idiot. Oh man. Well, boys, it was another good one. It was another fun hang. Another great time talking MMA and bullshitting with the boys.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Whole lot of gang shit.
Hell yeah, doggy. Gang.
The
gang.
Toyota gang.
Toyota gang.
Don't fuck with those car salesmen.
That's right. That's how you really know your crew's all set. I even got a car guy, and he throws hands too. Thanks everybody for watching this episode. Thanks for supporting this podcast. Make sure you go follow us all on Twitch, twitch.tv/SuperSour Games, twitch.tv/McLeodmatic, twitch.tv/SnuggyBlanks_.
It'll be here.
Yes, it will. And we will see you guys next week. We are out of here.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Jazz Hands Darnell.
Yeah, he did the best he could. I appreciate it.
For a second, I literally just went to the emotes and was like, fuck.
Help me.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park. The ponytail.
My balls was hot.